Hello Internet, today we're going to chat about harmonies, vocal harmonies. So now that I've been learning to sing for a while, I've been sneaking in some more vocal harmonies to back up Cat on a lot of our tracks. You might have noticed, may not have noticed, it's quite subtle at the moment. Anyway, as a part of learning, I've been doing research and trying to find out how to write vocal melodies, how to sing vocal melodies, and as usual we turn to YouTube because sometimes seeing something demonstrated is better than just reading about it. There's a fair few tutorials out there on vocal harmony, but they're not as useful as they could be perhaps, so I'm hoping that with this video we add something into the mix, into the worldwide edutainment database, I don't know, that helps people learn vocal harmonies. So first of all, we're talking about really two vocalists harmonising, a lead and a backing vocal, or BV I guess. And it's important to know that there are infinitely many vocal harmony possibilities. Really it's just two instruments. They can both be doing an interesting melody, they can both be doing not much at all. But I guess the important rule with music is, if it sounds right, it is right. So this is more of a reference video and we're just trying out a few things that I saw, read, heard about, to see what it actually sounds like, to see how it works. So for this video we'll be looking at a melody we've used on one of our tracks, something Kat wrote for the track The Greatest, which is actually one of my favourite tracks and favourite videos we've done. Anyway, here's the melody.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing. These films that are helping me succeed, specifically Creed, his character was the greatest.
Yeah, really like it. So we are not theory crafters, we are self-taught, make it up as you go along musicians. I'm not too ashamed to admit it. So I did a bit of digging into this one, tried to remember the chords. I think we made them up as we went along there, and we found this song is in D minor. So looking at my reference thingy here, which you can't see, the chords were G minor, D minor 7th with a low A, C add 9, so an additional 9th, C major, and then later on there's D minor, B flat minor, D sus4. Maybe I'll put those up on the screen. Ding 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 ding. Cool. So anyway, harmony. When I was looking around, I found people say things like, oh, you sing a third up or a fifth up, and I was like, okay, how can that work? Because a third or a fifth is a musical interval, as in it's a fixed number of semitones up, fixed number of frets or keys, and that means that as the melody moves around, those notes might not be in key anymore, and indeed that's true. So first of all, here's what happens if you take that melody and you accompany it with something that's a major third up and a major fifth up. Let's have a listen. A little bit of major third.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing.
So that's a bit weird. If we try it without the chord, you'll hear the relationship, the nice sweet major relationship between the bass note in the melody and a major third above. So it sounds kind of happy.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song.
But it kind of quickly goes off the rails. Actually, I don't have a fifth. We do have a fifth. Major. Did I say major fifth? I meant there's no major fifth. There's fifth and there's flat fifth. So here's a fifth.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing. These films that are helping me succeed, specifically Creed, his character was the greatest.
I should say at this point, if you're experimenting with harmonies and harmony and you're not a fluent piano player and music theorist, we found it really helpful to use Melodyne, which is a pitch correction bit of software, pitch correction but also harmony making. So we take the original one and then you shift it up, shift it down, you can change the notes of each note. So that was a fifth. If your melody notes here, the harmony was a fifth. So as you move, it moves in sync. Just sounds weird, it's not always in key. So as well as a fixed interval, there's a concept of diatonic third and diatonic fifth. And what that means is you go 3 steps up within the key. So if you're in C major and you're singing C, a major third would be up to E, but the diatonic third would be C, D, E. Okay, that's a bad example. Let me. So here's a handy tool. When we're talking major third interval, let's say C to E, makes sense, nice and easy. If we talk about D, it becomes a bit weird. So C to E is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. D becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 steps F sharp. So F sharp, as you can see, we're doing a major third there, we're in the key of C, and yet F sharp is in it, and that's not in the key, so it sounds a bit wrong. So what we do with diatonic intervals is we go up and basically count the number of steps we go through the key, through the notes of the key. So C again becomes 1, 2, 3 E, but D becomes 1, 2, 3 F. So that's in the key. Diatonic second, diatonic third, diatonic fourth, diatonic fifth, etc. as I understand it. But the point is, all of the notes you select will be in the key of the song, in the key of the key of the key. So we might think that makes it sound a whole load better, and to a degree it does. Let's have a listen to diatonic third and diatonic fifth intervals. Diatonic third.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing these films that are helping me succeed. Specifically, his character was the greatest.
Now diatonic fifth.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing these films that are helping me succeed. Specifically, his character was the greatest.
So it's not quite so off the rails, it's still a bit weird, it doesn't really make sense. I don't think that's a normal harmony line that anyone would pick. So next up was to pick out notes from the chords underlying the melody. So the first chord we have in this one is G minor, which is G, B flat and D. Yep. So we can pick those out. Let's have a listen to that. I'll do the first section with the root of the chord, the second section with the third of the chord, and the last section with the fifth of the chord.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing these films that are helping me succeed. Specifically, his character was the greatest.
So the fifth sounded a bit weird there at the end. Let me show you the first part of the track with the fifth.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing these films.
Anyway, loads better. If you pick the root of the chord, it will sound quite powerful but potentially quite plain. If you pick the third, whether it's major or minor third of the underlying chord, it's going to sound happy or sad and really pull that into the vocal as well. And if you pick the fifth, it's kind of just a bit more powerful. It's a little more dull, but it's more powerful. The other thing you can do, and actually heard about this on the Holistic Songwriting channel, is just to use an octave. It's always going to be in key. It's always going to be nice and thick. I actually talked about this on our Mix Secrets video from Every Little Piece. Here's how it sounds. It just really, really thickens it up.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing these films that are helping me succeed. Specifically, his character was the greatest.
Nice. The way I heard about it on the Holistic Songwriting channel was that it was a technique that Ed Sheeran often uses, and it just keeps it very pure. Chords and harmony from other instruments really pad out the sound, and this just beefs it up a bit. If you have interesting chords which aren't just major and minor, which you should, sevenths, additional ninths and so on, like in this track, you can pick out those flavour notes, and it just makes it sound richer and more interesting. So here's a run through where we've tweaked the harmony line to pick out those notes.
sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing. These films that are helping me succeed, specifically 3.
So what we actually did for this track, I will play you now. It's got a little bit of me doubling just at the end in a low octave.
I'm sorry if this is dull, me fangirling in a song, but I feel it's worth voicing. These films that are helping me succeed, specifically 3. His character was the greatest.
So there we are. As I say, when I started looking at harmony, vocal harmony, how to write it, how to sing it, loads of stuff saying, oh, sing a third up, sing a fifth up, and didn't know what it meant. Hopefully this explains what it means to someone else who is interested, and yeah, check out the video for The Greatest. It's a pretty cool track. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you want to help us out, if you can share it around, if you know another musician who might be getting into doing backing vocals or harmony, that would be super, and I'll catch you again next time. Thanks, bye.